weird thing with Juice World. Well, my favorite artist while he was alive. I can't do most of this album because it's so auto-tuned. A really good one, from my experience, is Come and Go. One that'll get stuck with you is Wishing Well because it's so fucked up. If you know how to analyze songs and lyrics, it's pretty fucked up what Juice WRLD's putting out here. But this isn't Juice WRLD, this is Interscope using Juice WRLD's image. And I'm guessing this was the deal that they must have arrived on for the debt that he was in to Interscope. Because Interscope puts people in terrible, terrible debt to release an album, so that way they have to work with them for years, maybe even their life. It basically is a contract with Interscope that will prevent you from having a life as an artist. You do not get to talk about the art. You do not get to express your opinions about the art. You do not get to make the art. You are no longer the artist. So, we'll listen to this and we'll analyze it. This should be enough for YouTube content check to acknowledge that this is not me. We're gonna look at the lyrics, we're gonna listen to the song, we're gonna analyze it together, and it's not gonna be the whole song. We're mostly gonna hit the verses. But let's start it up. That way you guys can hear this weird shit too. Alright, the I Can't Breathe thing. Everyone thinks that's a Eric Garner reference. It is not. Let me clarify. What it is it's him saying he can't breathe, he can't breathe. This is what he was saying when he took those pills, when he died. So just to clarify that, moving forward, the rest of the song's still pretty fucked up. Waiting for the exhale. When he was choking. To clarify, that's when he was choking. And this particular euphemism is a euphemism about dying. When you take your dreams and your wishes and you toss them in the wishing well, you've given up and you've died. Or like, it's a metaphorical death as well. It doesn't have to be a literal death. This can be metaphoric death of a character, of a persona, of a person. But to take all your dreams and toss them in the wishing well is like suicide normally. It's a reference used for suicide. They took all their dreams and tossed them in the wishing well. That's how you would speak about the person that's gone. But, let's go. The particular anvil in reference is like reference to guilt, to his sins. It's a hellish anvil. It's the anvil of hell. It's the anvil that weighs all your guilt. It is the anvil you drag as your burden. That's weird. And that these next lines just don't seem Juice to me because he was always in his music more endearing about getting away from drugs as opposed to the use of the drugs. Pardon me for all that. Drugs killing me softly, Lauryn Hill. Drugs killed him. That's what happened. Whether it was legal narcotics or illegal narcotics, narcotics killed him, and drugs killed him. Just drugs took this kid's life. Like, that's it. End of story. Like, there's not much more to say about all that. We don't have Juice WRLD, a 21-year-old black man who died this year, or earlier last year, end of last year, earlier this year, because of some drugs. There was a fentanyl epidemic on the East Coast at the same time that he died, but no one wants to talk about that. Because that's intimately tied into Interscope. Because Interscope uses drug dealers as rappers. And, well, the rest is self-explanatory. Passing my memories as a weapon. On the other line, I talk to addiction. Speaking of the devil, all the drugs, I miss them. This can't be real, is it fiction? Throughout this, please note the heavy use of autotune. This is so auto-tuned. Auto-tune has been destroyed. Like, this is just auto-tuned to hell. This sounds like... So when I heard ring, ring, woke up, phone call from depression, I immediately thought of a ring, ring. I don't feel like coming to the phone today, unless the Postmate's coming on the way. And I totally thought of a different song. I think of a different song every fucking time. Speaking of the devil, all the drugs, I miss them. This line is particularly not juice. Like, it's got a very modernist take on drug use. Some feels broke, need to fix it. I cry out for help, do they listen? I'ma be alone until it's finished. This is the part where I tell you I'm fine. Something feels broke. I need to fix it. I cry out for help. Do they listen? This is like a direct reference to the fans and to the media, and like, it's the "you use my past and my memories as a weapon" line that gives this away. The "you use my past as a memories as a weapon," they were trying to paint him as a bad guy for having an addiction. Now that that's been done successfully, this whole song exists. He has been smeared for his drug addiction. Never forget that Mac Miller, a white guy who died of an overdose, and I hate Mac Miller for this, he died of an overdose and was a hero. Juice died of an overdose from being scared and is a criminal now in our minds. But this is why Interscope got away with this. I'm lying, I just don't want you to worry. This is the part where I tell you my feelings and hide them, cause I don't want nobody to hurt me. If you can't tell how they're mocking him after his death, it's pretty... I hate to say it not to sound mean, but like, I can't help you much. It's pretty obvious how he is his image is being abused here. What happened, how he died, is being abused here. Come and Go, I think, was the last song he might have actually worked on before he died, which is why I say that's a good song. Significantly less auto-tune than a lot of this album has. But this album has been heavily auto-tuned, and it is to replicate the voice and authenticity of Juice. But now let's dissect this last line. I want to leave you guys with this one because it's fucked. I mean, it's come up twice in the song. Well, it's gonna come up again. Let's see. This is the part where I tell you I'm fine, but I'm lying. I just don't want you to worry. This is the part where I take all my feelings and hide them, because I don't want nobody to hurt me. So, we don't know how he felt, what he was up to, and I don't think that the use of various lines from past songs, which I can prove with Ring Ring, Speaking of the Devil, and a few other notable lines that they sampled to create this Juice WRLD song, I can see where they pulled the lyrics from, and I can see that this was to mock him. It makes him look bad to all of his fans. This is clearly just to mock him. It really makes him look bad. And then we get through the "I can't breathe, I'm waiting for the exhale." Oh well, I still try even though I know I'm gon' fail. It's stress on my shoulders like an arrow. This is a particularly weird reference for either a non-Catholic or Christian denomination of people or a non-Satanist. Again, this anvil is a reference to stress and guilt, and it is an anvil that, like, you would drag through hell with you. It is not it's a weight you would feel while you were in hell. It's not a real anvil. It is a metaphoric anvil, and the image they used is actually Juice dragging the anvil. Video analysis goes sometimes perfect and spot on with fucking lyrical analysis. When the lyrical analysis lines up with the video analysis, you know that you found something that maybe wasn't supposed to be found. But he's gonna go on to this next line. Sometimes I don't know how to feel. Let's be for real. If it wasn't for the pills, I wouldn't be here. But if I keep taking these pills, I won't be here. Yeah, I just told you all my secrets. Yeah, it's tearing me to pieces. I really think I need them. I stopped taking the drugs and now the drugs take me.
Got me itching like an anthill. Drugs killing me softly, Lord help. Sometimes I don't know how to feel. Sometimes I don't know how to feel.
Let's be for real. If it wasn't for the pills, I wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be famous. If it wasn't for the pills, he wouldn't be famous. He wouldn't have come up with the lines he came up.
Yeah, but if I
Keep taking these pills, I won't be here.
yeah,
He's already dead. He's already dead by this point. This isn't a secret. This isn't a secret. We also knew that he had a couple relapses alive. This is not a secret. Juice didn't write this. Remember this. Remember, this was planted here by Jimmy Iovine. This was made by Jimmy Iovine at his consent and at his permission, probably to take care of the debt. I'm actually going to do a lot more research into what happened with that yellow card case and a little bit more research towards getting an autopsy report for everyone to see. But I will put it like this. This song is nuts, and it shows that Jimmy Iovine pulled lyrics from other Juice WRLD songs from the past. This is why he wanted the rights to Juice WRLD's image. It wasn't a secret. And it wasn't tearing him to pieces. He was getting rehab. He was giving back to the community. He was doing the steps necessary to get away from drug addiction. I just want that clarified. Just so that way we can understand that this wasn't just a black guy who was addicted to drugs. This was a black guy trying to get away from his addiction to drugs. And he was busting his tail at it. To be fair, after these next couple lines, I'm gonna cut it off. I don't want to trigger too much content strikery, and we've almost made it through the whole song.
secret, yeah.
Tearing me to pieces. I really think I need them. This is very unjuice-like because in most recent interviews, he said he didn't need them. He explained how he didn't need them. He explained that he has moments, he might relapse, and anybody who's going through drug addiction recovery will absolutely, or drug behavioral therapy, DBT as it's known, will tell you that relapses are normal and you don't punish the person for the relapse. You let them relapse, and then as long as they're safe, when they're ready, they'll come back. Because if they're true to their rehabilitation. That's if they're committed to their rehabilitation. It sounded like his family didn't ever lose track of him in this. It didn't sound like he just took off to Puerto Rico and did a ton of drugs and then never told anyone where he was at down there. So
I stopped taking the drugs and now the drugs take me.
I stopped taking the drugs and now the drugs take me. This is the part where I tell you I'm fine, but I'm lying. I just don't want anyone to hurt me. This was extremely unjuice-like. Juice was very okay about being down. Juice was super okay about being down and pessimistic. He didn't care. He didn't care if you felt he was a pessimist. He was going to tell his story either way. This song lacks many of the characteristics of Juice WRLD, and I think that it's just something that Jimmy Iovine is pulling to get money out of it. Like I said, check out Come and Go. I think it was the last real Juice song. It has less auto-tune. There's a little at the beginning. But it's very sincere, and honestly, I think that they popified it. If you don't know what I mean, that's the rock sound that they have in there. I know he liked rock music. I know he loved rock music, but I don't think he liked pop the same way. He might have. He might have been a huge pop fan. He might have been a big Britney fan. Maybe I'm wrong for that. I don't know him personally, but what I am going to do is I'm going to wrap this video up here saying I'm seriously furious and furiously serious with Jimmy Iovine. And I'll let you guys know on my last follow-up video for Juice what the story really looks like, but a whole new album came out after a lawsuit from Yellow Card about their song and how now they owe Interscope so much money. I think that new album was to cover the losses. I'd be okay if I never heard another album from the kid again because he's dead. I would be okay. Rest in peace, Mr. Young Higgins. That was a tragedy that your life was lost so early just because of, honestly, a charge that you could have afforded. I mean, really. It was a charge he could have afforded, and he didn't think about it like that, and now we don't have him. I will be fine never hearing another album just because he needs to rest, and that ain't what Jimmy Iovine is planning, so Alright, I'll catch y'all later. Peace out. Just wanted to let y'all know I didn't forget about Interscope in the midst of this crazy 2020 bullshit. I know they thought they got away from this, but they didn't. I found them. I found Joe Biden. I found BLM. I know where they at. I got they numbers. I got they digits. I know where they stay. So don't trip. I got y'all. But other than that, I'm signing out. This has been Drew with Politically Black. Still heart touching. Still hurts to see like manipulation of artists after death. I draw. I write music. I make music. I would hope to never be utilized after my death for billions of dollars, unless it was gonna leave my family rich. But even then, that's still kinda. I don't want them to suffer to be rich. Just throwing that out there. But, alright, I will catch y'all later. Peace out. This has been Drew, like I said, with Politically Black, and I am out of here.